We believe that ecosystem surveillance is an industry that could heavily benefit by robotics, and so our project is the Autonomous Ecosystem Surveillance System, or ACE. The problem we looked at was California's dry climate and its ecosystem. It's 1/3 forests. These forests have been getting increasingly long droughts because the snowpacks in the Sierras that give it water have been melting earlier and earlier in the season. In April 2022, the snowpack was only 35% of its average level. It's getting worse. This weakens the trees, making them susceptible to wood-eating pests. It also makes it more susceptible to forest fires, especially because in the past, the fire suppression methods we used have led to denser foliage nowadays, which means that the forest fires we have are larger and significantly more destructive. With climate change getting worse, these problems will also get worse. We believe the first step towards combating this problem is good, accurate data collection. The idea is that these ACE modules can be deployed very simply and function without any human interference or any external aid. They'd collect data, repackage it, and then send it to the user efficiently. They'd be stored in a small carbon fiber frame. The top of the module will be flared out, which isn't shown in the photo, for a solar panel to be on top of it, and also to increase drag, for a reason you'll see next slide. The sides can be open or have netting over it, so long as the CO2 and humidity detectors can access the air. How might we get these into position? Planes. We can drop them from planes. They're quite light, 0.5 kilos, so they'll have a terminal velocity of about 50 miles per hour. This would be lowered with the flared top, which I didn't include in the calculations, because the drag coefficient would be increased. We'd also know where the bottom is because the top will be lifted due to air resistance. So we could mitigate this fall via proper cushioning on the bottom. The data collection would be humidity detectors and a CO2 detector, which would gather the data and then send it by a data transmission system. These would use FM transmitters to get data and then repackage it and send it to the next modules, similar to a peer-to-peer network, in that it won't need a central server. It also makes it independent from Wi-Fi, so we can deploy it in more remote situations. Finally, more modules will speed up transmission rather than clogging it, which is to be expected with a system like this. The current location, the humidity level, and the current CO2 level will be the data passed on to the next one. We can use this data in normal ways. We can create a map with current humidity and CO2 levels with a high degree of accuracy. We could train a binary classifier ML model to determine where there might be a fire with high degree of certainty. We could also predict in the future where ones might occur, based off of humidity patterns and location characteristics such as the elevation of past fires. This would sum to $11.82, which would be increased because we didn't include carbon fiber frames and cushioning, but would also decrease with scale as we make more of these. The benefits are that this doesn't require any Wi-Fi, so it can be more remote. It's more modular than current weather stations, so we can put it in irregular shapes, and also it's more precise for small volatile regions. Finally, it's more inexpensive. It's approximately half the price of the current automated weather stations for use in adverse conditions like a forest. The credits. The slides are from SlidesGo, the images are generated by Stable Diffusion, and the information from California is from the USDA.